Hey everyone, it's Rita. Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a very fun video that actually Emily Noel created the first video, and then I've seen a lot of them pop up here and there on my feed. And this is going to be the very fun, magical idea that you get $1,000 for a Sephora spree. So pretty much filling up your basket with all of those dream products that normally you either wouldn't purchase because they're either too expensive or they're just not something that you would, when you have the money, you would immediately go after. So with those fantasy $1,000, I actually went a little overboard. I believe almost $200. I wanted to kind of like put it down, but I was like, okay, realistically, if I have $1,000, I think adding a little extra 200 maybe won't be as bad. I have them in no particular order because I was literally just going. First off, I went to my love list because my love list at Sephora is very long. I've had it forever and there's a lot of products in there, and most of them I haven't picked up. So whenever I decide to go for more expensive items, of course it's whenever there's some kind of sale. So when the Sephora BIB sales, that's whenever I decide it's time to purchase the more pricey items. So anyway, I have here anything between anything makeup and a couple of skincare items, and of course perfume. I absolutely love perfume, and honestly it is so expensive, and I actually picked two that have been on my wish list, I don't know, for years at this point, but they are so pricey that I just cannot make myself spend so much money on a perfume. But anyway, I'm just gonna go through the list real quick. So the first item, I actually have two products from Fresh. So one of them is going to be just out of curiosity really, because I don't think I would actually buy this. Again, fantasy basket. So I'm gonna stop saying I probably wouldn't buy this. Actually, I'm gonna tell you what is pretty much something that I will be purchasing in the future in like the next sale or so. But anyway, the first one that I don't think I would buy just because I don't think I have the need for it, but I think it would be pretty cool to own. It's the Fresh Rose and Hyaluronic Acid Deep Hydration Toner. So this one is 8.4 ounces and it's $45. $45 for a toner is pretty pricey, especially for a toner. So it's supposed to be, you know, hydrating, and it has the rose properties, and it has hyaluronic acid, and just in general, it's a beautiful bottle to look at. Like, it's filled with it's full of rose petals. So I mean, how beautiful would that be just sitting on my vanity or in my bathroom? I mean, just to look at, I would love to have that product. But again, $45, a little too much. It says it's a daily non-stripping toner with rose petals and hyaluronic acid that minimizes the look of pores while increasing skin hydration. I mean, I love anything that says hydration on, because my skin is kind of like more the drier side. Okay, moving on. We have another one from Fresh, and this one is the black tea firming overnight mask. This mask is almost $100. Why? No clue. But this is gonna be $92 for 3.3 fluid ounces. So super expensive. Like, I don't think I have a mask that's nearly close to this price. It says it's an intensely moisturizing overnight treatment that visibly firms and redefines the skin, contours to achieve a lifted, firmer look in the morning. I mean, am I gonna get like Botox overnight with this mask? Who knows? But I mean, it looks and sounds so good. Like, I want my skin to be as hydrating as it can. I love overnight masks because I can just, you know, wake up and have a better looking skin. And of course, if this is going to entitle me looking 10 years younger, I mean, $90 might not be too bad of a deal. But anyway, I think I am going to just mention the other kind of like more skincare item. So I did pick the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream Moisturizer. So again, up like ridiculous price. This is a lotion that's $100, and this is 1.7 fluid ounce. So pretty small. I mean, it's kind of like your regular size of a lotion, just a 50 ml like any other lotion that you would buy. But $100, that's how much my night serum that I absolutely swear by, the Estee Lauder, costs. And that I've seen like beautiful results with this with that serum. So $100 for a moisturizer is very expensive. This says that it's an anti-aging moisturizer with hyaluronic acid to visibly plump skin and diminish the look of wrinkles, leaving skin glowing and prepped for flawless makeup. So also this one I would definitely use more of a skincare. But I see that on her videos and on her tutorials, she always uses this kind of like prior to makeup. So only makes me think of it will be something probably similar, now that I think about it, to the Bobbi Brown, the face base, which I absolutely love. And this one is $60 and this one is the same amount. So 50 ml, 1.7 fluid ounce. So I love that product. So maybe, I haven't thought about this, maybe it's gonna be very similar to that, but I don't know. I've heard so many good things about this, and it's just, again, I love Charlotte Tilbury as a brand, and I've never tried any of her kind of like more skincare items, so I would kind of like be interested in purchasing this. And again, if I'm having that free $1,000 money, I would definitely pick this one up. Okay, so for my other, I didn't know if this would be like considered a skincare. Not really, it's more of a makeup, but it's like a skincare brand. So it's the Tatcha, the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This product has been so raved for so long, and again, I love dewy products. I love more kind of like moisturizing and glowy things that are gonna make my face glow. So anyway, this has been so raved here on YouTube. It is very expensive. It's almost $50, so $48. And this one is 40 milliliters. So that's a small bottle. For instance, here I just had it here because my vanity is right here. The Mario Badescu, the facial rose water. This one is 8 fluid ounces, and this one is like $15. This one is 1.3 ounces, and this one is $48. Just so you can see kind of like the price range of how expensive the Tatcha is, especially for the amount of product you get. So this one is just says it's a silky fine mist moisturizer that can be used under or over makeup for dewy glowing skin anytime, anywhere. So they're marketing this as a moisturizer in a mist. So that's pretty interesting. I actually never read that. I just been wanting it forever, and it's been on my wish list and on my love list forever here at Sephora. So anyway, $48 that I really kind of make myself just purchase randomly. So before we get into the full makeup, I have two perfumes. Again, perfumes are really expensive, especially the ones that I want. So I would definitely take advantage of that $1,000 and add them to my cart ASAP. The very first one is Tom Ford. Again, insanely expensive. Like, a perfume should not be this expensive, and I know there's even more expensive ones. But anyway, I picked the Velvet Orchid in the 3.4 fluid ounce, so that kind of like the regular size of a perfume. So for instance, again, here's my vanity, the regular size of the Coco Mademoiselle, this one ranges, I believe, around 120. This is like the bigger size. And this one by Tom Ford is $180. $200 for a perfume. That just blows my mind. But this one smells so good. I actually got, back whenever I was still doing my Sephora Play box, I got this one in one of the boxes, and I absolutely loved it. Like, I fell in love with the scent. So that is something that I really want to have. But again, way too expensive for any perfume. Like, that's just insane. Almost $200 for a bottle of perfume. So I would definitely put it on my basket. So the key notes is going to be Orange Blossom. I better not even like remotely attempt to pretend to know how to pronounce this. So anyway, I'm just gonna put the picture here. It's just going to be a perfume that I've smelled and absolutely love. Okay, and then for my second and only other perfume, I would get one that I have wanted this perfume, I want to say, for at least 3 or 4 years. Like, ever since it came out, and everyone has it like in their collections. Everyone has it on YouTube, everyone loves this perfume, and I just love it so very much. This one is the Viktor & Rolf, the Flower Bomb. And again, I picked the 3.4 fluid ounce, or like the bigger one, 100 ml, and this one is $165. So a little bit cheaper than the Tom Ford, but still, a perfume for $165, that's insanely expensive. And I've always wanted it, and I always consider like getting the smaller bottle. But then I think about it, I'm like, I just want the big one. I want the big bottle. Why wouldn't I have the big bottle if I'm gonna buy this expensive perfume? So this would definitely go on my basket if I had that much money to just straight up and spend. Okay, so now to get into the makeup, I didn't pick a lot of makeup. So the total items in my basket, by the way, are 15 items. So for the very first, I would have 2 foundations. Only because I feel like I haven't bought a foundation in a very long time. So I would definitely be interested in new foundations. And these 2 have been on my wish list for a very long time. The very first one is going to be the Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Longwear Foundation. This one is $44. I already own another one of hers and I really love it. It's probably my favorite foundation in my collection. The more luminous one, I can't remember the name right now. But anyway, this one is the matte one. So again, the Airbrush Flawless, $44, which is not too much. But I haven't bought a foundation in a long time, so I think it'll be a good investment to get a new one. And I love Tilbury. For my second foundation, I have the ever so famous, and again very hyped up here on YouTube, still to this day I feel, the Armani Beauty, the Luminous Silk Foundation. Extremely expensive, $64. So again, one of the most probably higher foundation prices that I've seen. Of course there's more that are more expensive, like $100, but that's just unheard of. Like I would never spend $100 on a foundation. $64, I probably would. My wedding foundation, I believe it's Givenchy, cost me like $65, same. So I've been wanting this foundation for a very long time, but again, I kind of like just cannot bring myself to spend so much. I will at some point. This is something that I will definitely pick up because I am super interested. And it's just something that people have been raving about for so long that just keeps it on the back of my head, like I want this foundation sooner than later. So anyway, I think that's the only 2 foundations. Yeah, I have one powder, again another one very raved, and this is the Tilbury, of course, the Airbrush Flawless Finished Setting Powder. I've been wanting it for a long time, but it's just so expensive. This is gonna be $45. I am so happy right now with my Hourglass, the Veil powder, but again, if I had the money, $1,000 to just spend, I would definitely pick it up because I've heard so many good things about it. And I do have the, again next to me, the bronzer that she just released that is supposed to be kind of like the same as the airbrush powder that kind of like makes your face look airbrushed. So this is really good and I love it. So if I can get that all over my face to be like a beautiful powder to just cover everything and make everything look 100 times better, yeah, I would definitely pick it up. Okay, moving on, I picked 2 eyeshadows and finally only 1 blush. So for the blush, Hourglass Ambient Lighting in the shade Ethereal Glow. So I love Hourglass powders. I do have one of the holiday releases, the one they come with a little palette every year. I cannot wait for this year to pick up another one. I have the unlocked one, which I believe was 2 years ago. Absolutely stunning, and I always wanted to pick individually both, or pretty much the bronzer, the blush, and the setting powder from them, like I believe they're the so the ambient lighting powder. That took me some time. So yeah, the ambient lighting powder, so I would want those like 3 products separately at some point, but I think I would be content for this basket to get one of the full-size blushes. So this is $40. So I did pick 1 mascara only just because I'm very intrigued by it. It was recently released, the Marc Jacobs Beauty, the Eyelash Lengthening and Curling Mascara. It looks very promising. Like the wand looks very pretty, like something that I would definitely love. And it's supposed to, it claims to give you both curling and lengthening. I don't really need much curling, but in my head that's going to also give me volume. So it says it's a Longwear lengthening and curling mascara for a highly defined full extension lash look. So for the very last 2 items in my basket, it would be, of course, eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow palettes are probably my very favorite makeup item. It's just the one that gets me most excited whenever I see a new release, or just if I go in store and just look at eyeshadows, I just want them all. Even if I don't do a lot of like super colorful eye looks, or like I don't go for like the most, best techniques. I'm not a makeup artist. I just love eyeshadows and makeup in general. So anyway, I would definitely pick up a new Tom Ford palette, and in this case I would go for De La Creme, which is going to be described as a warm golden brown. So if I'm gonna go and spend $88 on a quad, it's definitely because it's going to be shades that I'm going to use all the time. So anything that's brownish, warm, a little bit of champagne, golden, those are my favorite shades. So I would definitely see myself using this shade, using this quad a ton. So $88 could be justifiable because it's gonna be a quad that I'm gonna use all the time. So anyway, that would be my first eyeshadow palette, and surprise, for my second option, it would be, of course, another quad from Charlotte Tilbury. My favorite brand, my favorite eyeshadows, just in general, I love it. So I do not own, for whatever reason, I've never purchased Exaggerize, which is probably one of her most famous, right there with Pillow Talk. So this one is $53. It sounds like the Tom Ford is more expensive because of the actual price point that you pay, but in reality, $53 for the amount of product you get with Charlotte Tilbury, it's way more expensive than what you get for the Tom Ford ones. So anyway, $53 is really expensive for a quad regardless. But this one is one that I've had on my wish list for a very long time, but then with new releases coming along, this one has just kind of like felt back in the in the back burner, but I would definitely wanna purchase it. Like, this is in my wish list to purchase on, whenever I place a second, like another order from Sephora. This is definitely coming with me. I've lusted for this palette for so long that I think it's just time for me to pick it up. And this one is going to be a rose gold palette with ivory cream, rose gold, red brown, and transparent sparkle. So definitely something that I would use a ton, and it just looks so beautiful. And again, it's one of her most popular ones, and I need to have it in my collection. So anyway, $53. And my full cart, I believe, let me just kind of like double check it. Oh no, I forgot. I have two more items. I have two lipsticks. The first one would be a Gucci one. So this one is in the sheer formula. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of them from my vanity. So I do have one of them in the sheer formula. This one I have in the shade Millicent Rose. So it's gonna be the same packaging. Absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite packaging of lipsticks that I own. It's so beautiful. But I would get this in the shade The Painted Veil, which is kind of like a more rosewood shade. Okay, it's literally described as rosewood sheer. Absolutely beautiful, and I would definitely get a ton of use out of it just because it's such a beautiful formula. The sheer one, it's a stunning one. It does, like the name says, it's kind of like sheer, but it can build it up a little bit, and it's just a very beautiful and comfortable formula in your lips. So that's probably something that I would definitely use more compared to like a matte lipstick. So anyway, for my last item, it will be another lipstick, and of course this time it will be a Tom Ford, because I don't even want to say how much these things cost. It's ridiculous. So a Tom Ford lipstick in the regular full size, which again, it's right here, is $53. Just let that sink in. 50? No, not 53. $55. Where did I get that 53 from Charlotte Tilbury? $55 for a lipstick. That's like almost insulting. I don't care how much money you have. If you're spending $55 on a lipstick, you have nothing better to spend your money in. It's just way too much. A lipstick should not be this expensive. Whenever there's lipsticks across the board that start at like $1, $55 is just an insult to humanity. That being said, of course, I have 3 of them, but I haven't paid full price on them. Never. Like, they're so expensive. I would never pay full price for them. So, again, fantasy card, free money, would definitely pick one. And I would get the one in the matte formula and in the shade Flame, which is a bright red orange. The funny thing is that I literally had to stop myself because I was just like, oh, add to cart, add to cart. I was just like adding so many things. Seriously, my love list is so long. Ugh. If I had like shopping spree and I would walk into Sephora, I would literally step out of that store any given day with like a bill of $3,000. I'm not even joking. That's just insane to think of it. But I mean, in reality, it would happen. Like, if I just got a credit card and be like, hey, go have fun, I would literally go out of there spending at least $3,000. Be like, oh, here's a perfume that sounds like looks delicious. Look at this lipstick. Look at this eyeshadow palette. Like, I would just go crazy and buy all sorts of things. So $1,000 kind of like fell short for me a little bit, but I just wanted to stick to the pricing as much as I could. And I'm just gonna put down here how much it was in total. But let me just double check. So my basket totaled up to $1,177.76. Oh, this is before taxes? No, this is with taxes. Yeah, so actually the total price was $1,088. So I didn't go too overboard on the price, but with taxes it's almost $90 of taxes. I mean, of course, it's a $1,000 bill. So $1,177 would total up to be my fantasy, probably never happening card from Sephora. Again, you guys, it was so much fun for me to film. Let me know in the comments down below what would be your fantasy products, like the ones that if you had just that free shopping spree, what would you get? I know I would go for the more luxurious, expensive items. Like, I know that if I kind of like hadn't picked such expensive items, I could definitely have had like more room to get more things, but I wouldn't see it that way. I would be like, okay, if it's free money, I'm gonna get the most expensive things because it's not gonna cost me. Anyway, that's just my train of thought. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping it's not too long. I just get too excited whenever I'm just talking. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I would really appreciate it if you hit the red button and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!